Christian, getting going today. Just your thoughts on the depth you have on the team and just expectations for the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year our lineup's going to be really strong. You know, Coach Thompson does a really good job of recruiting hitters, and I think we're going to have some young guys that contribute. We got some guys returning, so we're going to be really strong on that end. And then on the pitching side of things, we have a lot of power arms and a lot of velocity. So I'm excited to see what those guys can do during the season as well.
Matt?
Hey, Christian, what were your thoughts on facing the pitching staff, just as a whole, back in the fall, and the versatility that it seems to have?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing was just being on time for the fastball. Everybody's got good secondary stuff, but you got to be on time for that velocity, or else you're really not going to be able to hit off those guys. So I think the biggest thing is just being sold out to a pitch, and when you get that pitch, not missing it.
Nate?
Christian, just as far as being the kind of the guy this year, I mean, you kind of evolved these last 2 years. What's it like kind of being in a Kerstad type pressure situation where they're really looking to you maybe more than they have in the past?
I don't really feel any pressure from it. Just being an older guy this year, just trying to kind of mentor those younger guys and steer them down the right path. But, I'm just being my same old stuff, going out, working hard every single day, just always trying to get better, and just playing my game on the field.
Also, how does it look beside you in right and left field, who you feel you're going to be playing with this year?
I think Webb's going to be in left field for sure. And then I think it's either going to be Wallace or Gregory out in right field. So we'll see how it goes. And I think, during the season, whoever is performing the best out there will be able to stick.
Hutch?
Speaking of Wallace out there in right, I think he's a natural third baseman. How is he taken to handling right field? Does he feel natural out there?
Yeah, I mean, he's a super hard worker, and he's done a good job since we've come back from break, getting a lot of reps in the outfield. He's been working with me and other outfielders and Coach Thompson pretty much since we got back. So, he's making big strides. Definitely a lot better outfielder than he was before the break. I think he played out there maybe like once during the World Series, but he's making good strides out there, and if he can get that defense down, it's going to be huge.
All right, let me know if you've got questions in the chat. Bob?
Hey, Christian, Dave Van Horn was talking about, scouts always talk about the 5 tools. And I know you know what those are. Just how do you feel like you fill that out? Because Dave says you're obviously pretty strong in all those areas.
Yeah, I think my defense and my speed are really strong tools, and also my ability to hit for power. I think the biggest things for me this year were just working on my arm strength. I played a lot of long toss over the off season, got with Coach Hobbs to work on trying to be more accurate with my throwing mechanics in the outfield. And then also the big thing for me this year is just going to be, letting the ball come to me, just being like selectively aggressive, being on time for my pitch, but also not going outside of the zone. If I can do all those things, then I think I'll be a well-rounded player.
Robert?
Hey, Christian, what are your thoughts on opening weekend? You've got a second straight year in a major league ballpark, and you're playing 3 of the top 10 teams in the country.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. I'm just happy we're still able to play out there. We didn't know for the longest time, especially with all the COVID situation going on. But it's going to be great being able to go out there and play against such good competition from the start. I mean, there's a lot of top 10 teams out there, and so it's going to be almost like playing in a College World Series for opening weekend. But I'm excited. I think starting today we're going to be getting prepared. And I'm not saying we didn't take past years seriously during the fall, but I think Coach Van Horn really wants to get off to a hot start, and we're taking it super seriously right now so that we're prepared by the time we get to that stadium.
Christian, a lot of teams evaluate teams' defense by up the middle. So for you guys, you got likely Battles and Moore, and then you got Casey. Can you just talk about maybe potential a strength for you guys there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best position players in the country up the middle, honestly. I mean, what Opitz can do behind the plate. And then, we saw a little bit of Robert last year, but I mean, he's honestly the best infielder that I've seen. And then the addition of Battles, he's just super smooth at shortstop, makes everything look super easy. And, he's got a really good bat as well. So I'm excited to watch those guys play this year.
Got time for a few more, so let me know in the chat. Hutch.
Speaking of Robert Moore, I mean, he didn't get to go through fall last year or anything. What have you seen from him, you know, maybe improvement wise, you know, getting to go through fall and now some preseason practices?
Yeah, you know, I think at the beginning of last year, there was just some swing and misses a little bit early in the season, and obviously he was getting off to hitting his groove towards the end, and you know, I think he just kept improving in that aspect. I think he flattened his swing out a little bit, and so he's making contact when he's swinging at good pitches to hit. And then the defense is always going to be there. So I think he's just continuing to improve his bat at the plate and his approach.
Last one, Bob.
Hey, Christian, getting back to your all's pitching staff, facing those guys, I mean, you've obviously faced a lot of high-level pitching in your career. What do you think of the pitching staff and how tough they could make it on those teams in Arlington, SEC teams, the high-level competition you guys are going to face all year?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about how because we had a shortened season last year, a lot of people are getting pitchers back. But I honestly think that our pitching staff is going to be one of the best in the country. I mean, we have a ton of guys that can all pitch, so it's going to be interesting to see who is going to contribute this year. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of different guys on the mound, but I mean, I think every single one of them is going to be able to contribute to us.
Christian, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yep.